Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second part here of episode 60 of Court of Swords, where we ask the hard questions. Adam, do you have an answer yet?
So this is pretty much the Eastern Philosophy 101 episode. Ramus, you know from your time in the monastery, and I think most people kind of have a general understanding of this. You have a more clinical or academic understanding. The soul, it's not just one thing. There are two parts to the soul. I think we talked about this like a little bit back when the Empire was around.
Yeah.
There are two parts to the soul. There is the cloud soul or the Hun, and then the pure soul or the Po. And the two are separated at death. One of them is the Hun is everything that you are as a person. The Po is everything that is earthly and desirous. So when you go to heaven, your Hun and Po are separated from each other. The soul is broken down and cleansed, and the pure aspect, the thing that gets to stick around, whatever is left of that is put into a new body, and you are reincarnated. All of the stuff that gets stripped away is like the people you knew, the things you experienced, your memories. None of that remains in the soul. That part of the soul is stripped away and sent off. So if Sully were to, like, you don't know how long it takes for that process, or like, you do have magic that allows you to bring people back.
Well,
But you don't know the machinations of it, right? Like
Okay.
the way divine magic works is you're essentially very quickly asking a favor of heaven, and if you are favored, if you are a high level cleric, basically, if you're favored of heaven, then the gods grant your request by way of magic. You don't know what happens. You just basically are like, "Dear God, please make this happen," and then it happens. But there is steps in between, so we don't really know how that works. You just know the end. You know the effects. You don't get to do the math.
Okay. Well, then we cut back into the story, and I turn to you and say, "Can you bring me back from death?"
I can, but I don't think it works the way you think it does. I have died. I don't remember anything once I died. I snapped back, and that's all I remember. There's no memory of what happened when I died.
But you remember the time before it, no?
Yes.
All I need to know is when I die that I need to bargain with a soul. Then I can come back.
When your soul leaves, though, you don't have any control. Like your spirit will be whisked away like normal, and the process of heaven will cleanse it and reincarnate it. You won't have any conscious thought during that period.
Is there a way to make that happen?
Not known to our current religion.
I sit back and cross my hands, start thinking again.
Calamot. Hand me your cards. your tarot card. I would like to ask heaven. I want to ask heaven what it thinks we should do.
Okay.
So I cast the spell Once you hand them to me, I cast the spell Augury, using the tarot cards as the material, and it'll give me.
So what's interesting here is that with a regular reading of the cards, it is the general ambient kind of desire, the flow of the great river that is the fountain's energy, right? And an average person drawing a card is telling the future, but at a very remove. The augury spell allows you to kind of specifically say, heaven, what do you want? What is fate? What is the god's will here? And then draw a card that represents that. So what are you asking?
I'm asking the heavens, what will happen if we give the soul to this machine.
Okay. Now my answer, as according to the spell, is I choose wheel for good results, woe for bad, wheel and woe for both good and bad results, and nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad. So what will happen to us if you place the soul into this thing?
Yeah.
And you're are you concerned about you or about like generally like is this a just act?
The mortals in the room, like what will happen to us specifically?
Okay. You shuffle the deck. How long does the spell cast? Just like an action?
Just a minute.
Okay, so for a minute you shuffle and then draw a card. And I think the card that you draw, I know this isn't helpful for you personally, but this is how heaven works. The card that you draw is the Wheel of Fortune, which is a card of destiny, of movement, being at a turning point. That this I'm choosing mechanically, I'm choosing wheel and woe, but heaven is leaving this up to you. That this is a mortal decision to make, and that this is whatever you do. Either way, it's hugely significant. So if it's good for you, if it's bad for you, if you go, if you stay, whatever it is, it's not going to be nothing. It will be a big deal, not just to you, but like all four of your. That's the omen that heaven delivers.
Heaven, it seems heaven's is being heaven, very vague. Look up. No matter what we do here, everything will change. Whether we destroy it, give it to it, this is a big decision.
I have a question, if I may. Gods, as far as I know them, they have to have an aspect. Like Agni with the fire, with her father, who is ill favor. What would Utrix become? A god of what? Could be something good for us.
It's possible.
Could we not dictate what he is a god of? Or does he have his own... I don't know how all this works. Ramus, do you determine as a worshiper of gods how and what they do? Or do they determine it themselves?
The arcana are already there. There's no altering the arcana. There's no record of the arcana ever being changed, the gods added or removed.
Well,
They've always been and always will be. There are other religions on the side that may have gods change here and there, like the old gods of the druids and so forth. But the arcana and heaven is pretty stationary.
What if
he were to become a god, he wouldn't be one of the arcana.
What happens if a god exists outside of an arcana?
Agni. Probably something more like Agni.
Yeah, like there's functionally two kinds of gods, right? There's the gods of the earth, which are the elementals and people like Agni, and there are the gods of heaven that make the universe run. The arcana are divine reflections of the fundamental truths of the universe and the transmission of the soul, and then the fountain is the thing that powers the whole engine. So God means a lot of different things.
Well,
usually immense power, stepping outside of that reincarnation circle. But there's also entities that exist outside that circle that are not so good. And those are the Mara, and no one knows where they came from or why they are the way they are, but they're very, very bad.
Here are my thoughts. We're here because of him. I point towards Berg. We wouldn't be together. We wouldn't know each other if it was not for him. So he's the one to decide. I'm done speaking on the matter. I will side with whatever Berg wants.
That's why I gave it to him.
I agree with you.
He seems to have a stronger connection to the tower than even I, at times.
It's rare for us to agree, but in this matter, I do.
That's not why you gave it to me. That's why you convinced yourselves you gave it to me.
Does it matter why?
No, I suppose not.
So what do you want to do, Berg?
This is a rare time for Berg. Everyone's like,
Now, Berg,
what do we
has
do,
all the
Berg?
power.
I guess it takes a moment to think there, and considering this is a huge deal. So my Berg's options, as they've been laid out for him, are to destroy it, try to destroy it, if that's even possible. Give it to the god thing, or give it to the statue pregnant thing that's going on, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Eat it. That's on
Yeah,
that's on the table.
Hang on to it. Yeah.
Or just hang on to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and just leave.
Mm-hmm. Our actual
Callie,
like, what's that?
I was going to say, before you decide, like, Calumet, do you have anything to add? We gave our opinions before Berg decides.
So, Calumet, before you say anything, another meaning of the Wheel of Fortune, one that's probably closer to your understanding. The Wheel of Fortune is an arcana prayed to by wanderers and vagabonds and dilettantes, right? People who throw caution to the wind and let fate take them where it will. The Wheel of Fortune is the arcana of flipping a coin when you can't decide.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have a dog in this fight. Berg, you saw the card that was drawn from Ramus? The wheel. The wheel is a game of chance. That's what it means. Whether you destroy the cube or join it with that mother, either way, many people will be elated. Many people will be exceedingly distraught, I'd imagine. So, my suggestion to you is, and I pull out a gold piece.
Mm-hmm.
You let fate decide. What do you say, Berg?
Now,
I'll flip it. You call it?
before we do that, if you are weighing in everything, and I kind of point to all of this hinges on him. There are people down that we've met, an entire civilization almost, in this entire area that we've been walking around. I would assume all of that would go away if you are to not give the soul to him. But
Berg, I have a trick.
it is your decision.
Tell me now. Or I will say, heads, we give the cube to the mother. Tails, we smash it or keep it. And I want you to watch it while it's in the air. You ready? Heads, give it to the pregnant lady. Tails, smash it or keep it. Watch the coin as it travels through the air.
The moment he throws it up, Berg puts it down on the ground and smashes it.
Okay, so as soon as it goes up in the air, what do you smash it with? Do you like punch it or
Just whatever, probably like whatever's the most, what's it called? Best hammer that he has. You know, probably the one that, the dwarf one, I guess. That's probably the best.
okay? Yeah. So we just see the smiling face of the dwarf's mace just like come down on this surprisingly fragile like metallic cube, and it shatters. You hit it and it just breaks into a million tiny pieces. And there's just the faintest glimmer of light and a wisp of bluish vapor, and then it's gone. You just pull the mace back, and that's when everything really goes to shit. The whole place starts to shake like terribly. The statue cracks in half, and the top part slides forward. I need everybody to make dex saves as the statue falls forward to where you're basically all standing.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Can I use my help action like as a reaction to give anybody advantage or anything?
No, everybody's acting. Oh, you don't have time to help. You just have to throw yourself to safety here.
You said dex saves?
Okay.
Yeah, dexterity.
Wouldn't
saves.
you say danger sense would come into
Oh, yeah,
play
danger
here?
Danger sense absolutely applies here. That's precisely what it's for.
We still have to roll a dex save, right? Or no?
Man, y'all are rolling real bad.
I'm pretty good.
Okay, good. That's fine. All right, so you're not like instantly crushed, but there's debris and stuff. So everybody except Kalimat takes 13 damage. Kalimat, you take
danger
6.
sense?
How
How does danger sense exactly work?
No, it
'Cause
gives
it's
you
been so long since I've used it properly. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, you're fine. It gives you advantage. So you
Yeah,
take
fine,
6. Yeah, Berg and Kalimat take 6. Ramus and Sully, you take 13. As the statue separates, breaks apart, his big placid hand comes tumbling down. I think the face of the statue, his head, actually in an eerie simulacra of what happened before, there's a crack in the neck of the statue. His head tips forward and falls into his own lap, shattering the glass thing, sending marble flying everywhere. Broken chunks of the glass lotus spread out everywhere. And all at once, we see a wave kind of ripple out from where you stomped on you smashed the cube. And when this invisible wave of force touches the little acolytes, they just turn to dust and pretty soon the room is a swirling hurricane of acolyte dust and colored sand and hot air. And you can hear again that like horrible rending sound of the place tearing itself apart now at an accelerated speed. Outside on the other side of the door, we hear Agni shout like, guys, what did you do? What are you gonna do? Is everybody still conscious?
Yeah. I have at 3 HP.
Yeah. Okay, nobody got knocked out. Okay, what's everybody gonna do? The place is coming down. Chunks of ceiling are falling. Everything's shaking.
Yeah, probably running back to
Agni.
Okay, so you bust the door open, and she's standing there, and she's like, what happened? What did you do? And she's looking past you and sees all the debris. It's like, let me guess, it didn't go great. And now this is the part where we run. We're running now.
Yes.
We need a portal to our realm. Do you know where one is?
Like, the only place that I can take us is a place of horrible burning fire. You'd be incinerated instantly.
Does
I'm not
Utrix
gonna
have a
leave you.
traveling device?
He can come and go as he pleases. This is his realm. Everyone else needed to use gates. Every gate has a key. I figured if we could get the experiment, then we could, like, it would be like a skeleton key, but I'm guessing that's off the table now.
I just quickly say, he wanted to become a god.
Well, good for fucking him.
I know.
Where does that leave you?
Probably dead. Berg decided
Listen,
that.
do either of you
me-
have any kind of magic that would allow you to survive like terrible heat for like even just a second?
I have your blessing.
She's like, blessing's not enough. Like if you died, maybe I could do something for you. But if you want to keep this whole thing and not be a cloud of ash, sorry, it's not gonna cut it.
I start like desperately shouting like for the traveler. Traveler! I freed you! If you can hear me, now's the time to repay the favor!
Right, and like chunks of stone falling, the room's cracking, like separating. Yeah, what is everybody gonna do? What's happening?
Adam, I don't have 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes would be very hard to pull together in this moment. You'd have to make at least a concentration save if you could find somewhere safe for 10 minutes.
Would Tiny Hut allow us to survive wherever she's teleporting us to?
She probably
Even
couldn't.
for just a second.
She probably couldn't teleport the hut itself.
What if it was when I was about a second from finishing it? We timed it so.
So what she can do is she can open a portal to a plane, basically the plane of fire, right? Where the source of her power comes. But you can't live there. The tiny head is not meant to sustain you in the elemental plane of fire.
Even if for a second?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
Like you need something that allows you to endure elements or something like that. It's a lot.
Something
It's
that
a
would
lot
allow
of
you
fire.
to sense danger, perhaps.
You could sense it as it burns your flesh from your body. There's nowhere to
I just wanted
dodge
to make
the
sure that I
fire
could
when
sense
it's
it.
everywhere.
I just wanted to make sure.
I just respond. I have nothing. Ramus?
I have nothing but prayers. I don't think they're gonna help us.
She says, "Okay, well, we won't rely on praying just yet. When it comes down to it, I'm gonna leave, but I won't leave you yet. Hopefully, I don't leave you with just your prayers. First of all, we got to get out from under here. I don't want to be buried alive." And she's like waving, like, "Let's go, come on!" Like down the hallway.
Yeah, we follow.
Okay.
At least me and
right.
I do. Yeah. I would assume everyone else does.
Right. Yeah. So you're booking it, just running through the hallways as they're collapsing. And I think that you get back to the first set of stairs, and the stairway has broken open, and there's a massive gulf of space between you and there. What are you gonna do? It's like 40 feet across.
It's a massive what, like?
Yeah, like the place is cracking, so the room and the hallway is like broken and like separated.
Are we float? Is this thing floating?
I mean, it's floating in the vast gulf of emptiness around it.
So something is keeping it in the air. Can I?
Now residual magic that's unraveling.
This might be far fetched. Can I make an Arcana check to see if we have Agni cut out a piece of the stairs, if they're just gonna float or if it's gonna fall? Like if the stairs
there's
are
definitely
magic.
no. This place abides by the laws of physics. You're
gonna fall.
inside.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you throw a rock down into the crevasse, it'll tumble.
Okay. Is it a downward jump or is it across? 40 feet across.
It's like across and down. Like the thing is broken at an angle and then shifted, so you'd have to jump across down to the stairs.
Right, so there has to be an arch. It can't be like a falling jump.
Yeah.
I ask Agni.
Mhm.
I pulled the acorn that got us here, the key, like whatever. I pull that out and I say, "This is what got us here. Can this get us out of here?"
She looks at it and she looks at you and she's like, "That's an acorn."
Okay.
And then she's like, I don't know. Some of the doors are one way, some of them aren't.
Okay.
Adam, what if I try and recall, we put the acorn through the door and it opened up the portal?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a key. So having it on your possession allowed you to pass through the
Right.
archway as though it were a door.
Part of me thinks that this is all in our heads in a sense that it does exist, but if we die in here, we're just going to end up back in the other world. But
It's a big gamble.
Dream, man. You die in the dream, you die in real life.
yeah, like I have no way to like prove that. That's why I was trying to get you guys to kill me to see if there was truth to that.
What are you going to do with the scrying bowl, Mr. Sunu?
Yeah.
You're unable to scry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, getting across this gulf and getting back upstairs, or finding some other way. Right, there are other tunnels. You can go back inside.
Well, I think the split-second decision, granted, we took a little bit longer than that, is we can't get through this. So
Yeah, I think that's
we're running back in and looking for another entrance.
find another way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head back into the tunnels and start heading down the other hallway. And this one is more like lateral. There's places that are broken up and the ground is uneven where there's sort of shearing happening. and you can continue though. And eventually, I think you find your way to a room where the calamity that is occurring to this place is happening or has happened in an aggravated way. So you come out into a room that used to maybe be like a rectangular shaped room, but all that's left of it is this kind of little jutting out chunk of the floor, this uneven piece of the floor. So you come out, it's a little like 10 by 15 spot, and you look out into a cave, essentially, a big open space, and there are chunks of rock just kind of floating through it. A piece of rock that moves by, you see it light on fire, and then the fire burns away into rain, and then it rains down through empty space. And then turns back into stone and like kind of like keeps floating. The whole room is just like completely unstable. And that's what's ahead of you. And this is the only other way you saw to go. And so you all kind of like look at each other like, and yeah, and so Agni's like, well.
Well,
Kalimatu first. You're the lightest and most nimble. I'll go last. I think we just try to like get through the room.
By doing what?
Are you say wait, did you see what I saw?
Let me give you a clear objective. So on the other side of the room, you can see there is an archway of a door and a piece of stone, and it's just kind of like slowly like floating around in the void. But that's the door on the other side of the room. It's just the room has all come apart now.
So there's nothing to step on, or there's just floating
I
rocks
mean, it's
to
just
step on?
there's emptiness. There's just void.
You're saying
Only an
there's
elite
correct me,
from the lion's head will you prove your worth.
correct me if I'm wrong. There's a door that were some sort of other something exit or whatever
Floating
in
around
order
in
to get
space.
floating around in space, and there's like rocks or like stuff just floating around too in this kind of like void.
Elemental.
Everything's sort of floating and everything.
protoplasmic. Yeah. It's a place where the magic that was used to solidify this space from chaos has come apart, and so the chaos is like reclaiming it.
Right.
Okay, but there's still gravity for us.
You don't know. Somebody have to jump off the edge or like throw something.
Sally, I know this is a long shot. I know this is a long shot, but I saw people in the village forming the chaos into shapes, even briefly. Could you try to use your magic to think of a pathway? I know it sounds weird.
I turn and stare at Ramus and make two long blinks as if he's asking me to turn water into wine. And then I will close my eyes and attempt to do such a thing.
Okay.
I don't know what I would like to roll to do this.
Yeah.
But,
So you close your eyes, and what do you do? What is the thing? You reach out and try to feel the force.
Roll imagination.
I mean, I think
Reach out and touch faith.
I think this entire time that I've been in this realm, I've known that magic is a little bit wonky, especially when I cast spells. I've sensed that the entire time. And so having, in a way of almost getting used to that as much as I can over the amount of time I've been in this, I will try and harness the weirdness that I felt into something tangible.
Okay. And what is that? Are you like visualizing something, or?
I'm visualizing creating something out of chaos. Yeah, in front of us.
What are you visualizing?
Just literally passage through this room.
Okay. Yeah. Make an Arcana check.
They won't. Well, they can't throw inspiration at me, right? Or can they?
If anybody has inspiration, yeah. I mean, all four of you should have inspiration from that whole conversation in the temple. So you have inspo if you want to use it now.
I will use it.
And I'll give you guidance as well.
Cool.
All right. Roll D4 for me.
Okay.
2 with inspiration. Hey, a 28.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it works. That's precisely what you do. You exert your will over the formless chaos, and if you are smart enough to make it work, if you have connection to magic, then that's what happens.
I don't open my eyes until it's like done in
Yeah,
my head.
describe what all your friends see. Your imaginary bridge form out of this chaos energy.
Well, I think in my head, the way that I see it is like different pieces of debris from the chaos just kind of start like colliding into each other and starting to form this bridge. So it's not a pristine, road down the way. It's just objects that are floating and have broken apart, and in the chaos just kind of start locking one by one.
This kind of this sort of cosmic ballet where the two objects kind of like crash into each other and stick together and then pick up others and create like a rocky like bridge.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I open my eyes and it's there before me.
Before Sully opens his eyes, like you hear like Calumet just like, fuck me.
You see, sometimes it pays to listen to me. I'm just gonna say that,
Yeah. I open my eyes and go, I did not believe that would work. After you, please.
And you see, uncharacteristically, I jump at Sally and hug him. You get it?
Yeah. You interrupt me kind of like bowing forward and saying like after you.
Berg's not paying attention to any of this, and he's walking across the.
Let's congratulate each other later. Let's go. I start running down the bridge.
Yeah, and as you go, Agni is kind of like walking behind you. She's like, "It's not that big a deal. I can make stuff with my mind too. Look, like fire just comes out of her hand. See, no problem. Anybody can do it."
Someone get their toes stepped on a little bit.
Yeah.
So you all you cross the bridge and you reach the door on the other side. And what's happening is that the doors were lined up with the bridge in the middle, but they're like twisting sort of. So now you're upside down from where you started. Like you walked around this kind of helix, and there's a shut wooden door in front of you.
Yeah. We open it.
We ignore the wooden door and go the other way. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, we open.
Okay, who's opening the door?
I have the acorn if need be. So I volunteer.
I have 3 HP.
After allow me, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So Kalima, this is a totally loaded question because I can't ask it without influencing how you answer.
Okay.
Subconsciously, when we open a door, we envision we're already ahead of ourselves, right? We envision what's on the other side. Whether we're opening a door into a room we've been to 100 times, or we're entering a building we've never been in, we imagine what it might be like on the other side. What is the thought that's in Kalimat's head when you open the door? What are you like thinking is going to be on the other side? Not hoping, but what do you like? What is the thing Kalimat is like? Oh, probably when I open this door, I'll see.
Okay, now you want first thing that popped into my head. Honestly,
well, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to say what Kalimat would be thinking, right? Like I imagine the correct answer here is like, the way out, but I want to know what Kalimat.
Like after that whole display where he formed the chaos and shit, I honestly pictured Kalimat like opening the door into like a fucking like grassy meadow.
Yeah. And that makes sense. Like, so you open the door, push it open, and the grassy meadow is not exactly the way you might have thought, but it is a grassy meadow you've seen recently. You step out into the like lowlands of the Seclusium, with its strange blue waving grass, the little bits of light, the motes of light floating around, and yeah, you step out. However, unlike the last time you were here, up above you, the looming mountain is broken, and like a volcano, there's fire bubbling out of it, molten rock pouring down the side. The actual buildings of the Seclusium are aflame, and you see the monastery, like town, is on fire. You also see, and this, if this game required like steel tests or some kind of roll to see just how much like stunning this is for you, I'll just let you figure this out yourselves. So something has attached itself to a piece of the Seclusium's debris. I don't know if all of the characters have seen like a squid before, but this thing is a squid about like a mile long, And it has its tendrils wrapped around most of the seclusium. Its eyes are glowing from within, and its beak, its bottom part of its beak, is hooked onto the seclusium, and its mouth is open. And there are figures that have emerged from its mouth, and they seem to be capturing or like imprisoning the people of the village. So you see a bunch of the yellow-skinned, kind of gaunt monks, and they're all bound at the wrists and chained together, and they're being led back to this enormous squid creature with its purple tendrils wrapped around the seclusium. So we get a pan of a reaction shot from the party.
The first thing that came to my mind was, sorry, Adam, I'm terrified beyond the point of rational thought.
Right? So Calumet just staring. Sully, what do we can we pass over you? How do you respond?
My eyes are closed and I'm trying to will the chaos to make it go away.
Right, this isn't real.
Yeah.
Ramus?
I'm just like just terrified that there's like a giant demon or something that's like we've entered hell is my current worry.
And Berg?
Berg's literally just staring at it like this, like.
And Agnes like, that's a big octopus. And she looks at the group of you like, I mean, maybe they won't notice us if we just. She kind of like tries to make herself all small, like looking around for something to hide behind.
Yeah, without taking my eyes off it, I'm just, Agni, you're a god. That's like saying they're going to notice you. That's a silly statement.
You're also
Well, I don't want to.
very
I don't want to draw their attention. Maybe I should go.
maybe lower your flame. If that's
She squints at you and she's
possible.
like, maybe you should be less green.
okay.
Berg's like.
Try really hard.
It's down. It's part of it. Also, kind of just like looks down at the ground, like, oh.
Yeah, so she's got everybody like hiding behind a chunk of rock. So you're down in the little meadow area, and there's like rubble and like archways and like bits of kind of debris from stuff that that he's collected to build this realm.
Are we outside the seven?
then-
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, you're at the edge. So you're outside all the rings, if they even still have any.
Yeah, are the
capacity.
rings still formed?
You can't really see. You need like a bird's eye view to
Top
be able to
down, okay.
tell.
All right.
Yeah.
And then in relation, can I recall exactly where we entered into this world from where we're at right now? Is there a roll I can make? for
Yeah,
that?
you can see the. We'll make a perception check. Let's see if you can figure it, because it's all just kind of rubble and ruins.
Sure. Another 12.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you see an archway that you think looks about right, like the one. It's like a good 200 yards over that way. And I think in looking around, you see a group. There are three of these these figures. So they're between 7 and 8 feet tall. They have the body of like a Jack Skellington, like long, thin limbs, like a tiny like torso. And then their head is much the same size and shape as the creatures that you saw. The creature you see attached to the thing. It's like oblong and kind of pointed at the back, and then a cluster of tendrils comes from its face. Their eyes are just big, like yellow spheres, and they're all uniformly the same color and texture. This kind of like leathery, like you can't tell if they're wearing suits or if this is the color of their skin or whatever. Two of them are carrying spears of some kind of like gray metal. The third is holding a wand or something, like a long wand, and then running ahead of them is a creature that is canine in aspect, in the sense that it has 2 front legs and 2 back legs and kind of runs like a dog. But instead of a body, it's a big gray brain. And it's just this like throbbing brain thing. And it's like running ahead of them and like looking around. It looks like they're hunting for someone, and they're definitely moving like vaguely in your direction.
We am leaving this island for no reason.
So what do you want to do?
They've clearly spotted us at this point.
No, not yet. They're just kind of sweeping the area.
I love the question posed, like, what do you want to do with these, like, fucking crazy ass, like, there's no seemingly winnable scenario. What do you want to do? There's a giant octopus in the sky, and there's these fucking brain things that are just kind of sweeping around, just sweeping. Yeah, you know.
They're just looking. They're looking
Judging,
for
I mean,
stuff.
judging
what do you
by,
want to do? You want to throw a rock at him?
well, judging by like when we went like through the rings the first time, can I like gauge how far we are? Like, just keeping the seclusium in the distance and saying like, okay, we were like on this latitude or longitude. Just so I can like trace my steps back to the beginning archway where we came from the very first time.
Yeah, that's what Sully did. Sully thinks he's got a pretty good handle on where it is. You can kind of see the area you came in.
Then what the fuck are we doing here? Let's go.
Well, on my totally excellent map, you would be like over here.
Oh, right, me.
And then so y'all would be like over in this corner, and then you could just like, it's not actually 40 feet, but you'd run around the edge here. The ginormous octopus thing is attached on the other side of the.
Oh, I gotta see this drawing.
I'm looking to see if there's like a good eye here. Look at this. We use this token. This is great.
There you go.
Very cool. He's a very cool octopus.
When you make it big.
So he's all like, "Yo guys, what's up over here?" So he's all like up on that thing, like, "Hey, what's going on?"
I gotta be honest, that token looks a lot less scary.
Looks like a day. You'd actually take us out of here.
It's the angelic octopus, yeah.
There's an enormous squid attached to the side of the thing, and yeah, and so they're all kind of occupying the monastery, and they seem to be just like imprisoning and capturing the people of the monastery, and taking them back to the thing. However, there are groups of them, one of which is moving like this way as you go that direction. So they're on an intercept course, unless you somehow like stay hidden or.
I mean, we could all try to roll for stealth. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Agni, could you create a distraction over that way, away from us, by opening your giant portal to distract them while we run?
I mean, yeah, I'd have to get over there, but sure, yeah.
You said you could create fire out of nothing, yes?
She nods. It is my birthright.
I kind of just like, I do the Simba thing, or what was Simba's dad's name? Now I'm blanking.
Right.
Yeah, whatever.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. I do that and kind of just say like, paint the skies red. we're leaving.
Right. So she rubs her hands together. She's like, one firestorm coming up. And she looks at the group of you and she says, well, it's been a day. I guess I got to find myself a new job. But you're going to do what you promised, right?
Of course. You and I are linked now.
Find those who serve my father. Give them the token. Tell them what you know about my brother. Okay. She gets up and she like waves her arms and she's like, hey, and like runs that direction and starts to like burn. Just basically every step starts a fire, and she's just, the air starts to burn up around her, and she becomes a bigger and bigger, like until she's essentially like a meteor streaking away from you. And all of the creatures like turn to look, and you have an opportunity to run for it.
Yep, we are running for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you guys go ahead and take a run at it. I think there's still a chance.
We can be
Make an
intercepted.
athletics check. Everybody make an athletics check to see. Like they'll notice you, but I want to see how close you are to the portal.
Who would like to go first? I have a +1 in athletics, so. No,
I have a 0.
Berg rolled a 2 +7.
That's great. I have a +7.
Hold on. Oh, there's a crit.
I am athletic as shit.
Would
Today.
Berg
Can I
have
make
advantage on that at all, or is that only if he's raging? Because it's strength checks.
Only if he's raging.
Fuck.
Yep, I almost did an inspiration. Should have done it.
Zeke, you want
Did I make
to?
it?
Kind of important.
Could an argument for acrobatics be made?
No, because this is just running as fast as you can.
We're running,
Okay.
and you're just doing the fucking cartwheels.
Ooh, not bad. Rolled an 18.
One of the most athletic motherfuckers
hey!
out of the group.
16.
Okay, so you run for it, and this is a outrun. You don't have to outrun the bear situation. So the person who got the lowest roll, which I guess is Berg here,
Old Berg.
old Berg, you're running for it, and while the main like creatures turn to look, this little friend does not. They're like hunting hound. It's going to use. You come quite close to it. It leaps out of the grass, and I need you to make an intelligence save, please.
I will use inspiration.
Okay.
Because I do not have intelligence. All right.
Berg smart.
Adam, I will take the 11.
Oh my
Well,
god.
neither of those succeed, unfortunately. So you'll take some psychic damage first, and then another thing happens. Okay, so you take
do I
11
do?
damage. You take 11 psychic damage first. So you're running, and whoever is the next in line, it would be
Be the two of us.
Kalimat. Yeah, it'd be Kalimat and Sully. So the two of you notice Berg has slowed down and like stopped. Berg, you feel like someone has rammed a hot knife into your brain.
Mhm.
And then I also need to roll 3d6. If this equals or exceeds your intelligence score, what's your intelligence? I got a
8.
7. Is your intelligence is 8? Okay, so you're safe. So it doesn't do the other
Too smart
thing.
for you, you fucker.
So yeah, so there's a pulse of sudden horrible pain, like a migraine, like focused needle sharp right into your brain, and you stagger, but you don't fall. But when that happens, the two nearest hunters, they turn. We get a close up on them, and we actually see for a second on one of them. You guys don't notice this, but we actually see on the characters when they turn, the hood, like helmet things they're wearing, the squid shaped things, they're actually just helmets. They're like leather helmets with these tendrils down the front, and they're wearing these like black leather like bodysuits, and we can see under the glass as it turns, the reflection of the light, there's a much more like human looking eye under that dome. But they turn when they see you, and they start running your way. Two of them start running towards you. What are you gonna do?
We're still running, no?
You just want to run for it? Okay.
I mean,
All right,
how much distance do we have to clear?
I think since somebody failed that check, let's do a group. We'll do a group athletics check now. So everybody roll, and if at least half of you can beat me, what I roll, then you'll get to the door with enough time to do something. But if three of you fail, then too bad for you. So let me set the difficulty here.
All right.
Okay.
Guys. Hopefully I roll. Oh boy. All right. So if two of you can get a 22 on this roll.
You rolled a fucking 22.
What? 22.
And what is the roll? What's
So
that?
if two
Two of us
of
need
you
to get
can
a
get
22 or we're
if two of you can get it, it means you end up at the portal.
No, I
with
understand.
time to make an action.
What are we
If
rolling?
you don't think there. It's an athletics check. It's running.
Oh god.
I
Mine's-
statistically can't get that.
You could, if you get a 20, that counts. If you can.
Okay.
I mean, well, we got.
So close.
Oh,
I
All
guess
right.
it doesn't matter. I'll roll it, but
20.
Oh God.
You got a 2 though.
I got
Put
one
that
of
21
twos.
with that 2, and man, you got something.
They intercept you at the door. There's 2 of them, and they're like hound. They're mind hound. And they reach the door at the same time that you do, and I think that they point their spears at you, and you all hear in your mind. It's not language. You just hear in your mind the issuance of their command, and they say to you, "Hold, go no further." And one of them like points his spear at you.
I mean, I resist them. I don't do it.
I mean, they're not like commanding you or anything.
Well then.
But what do you do?
Are you emissaries of the Traveler?
They look at each other and then back at you. Traveler.
The Traveler that was once imprisoned here. That now free.
One of them shakes its head and says, "No, merely hunters come to reclaim what's ours." The other one says, "And anything else valuable," and takes like a half step towards you with the spear, like, maybe you might be good prisoners.
How close are they? Like, can they just be like, with a spear right from this?
No, they're like 50 feet away from you.
Oh, well, fuck them. Let's leave.
They're in front of the door.
No,
They're in
they're
front of the door. I
you're-
thought, I thought we
no,
got.
you're all around the door. So like,
Yeah.
you make a triangle basically. So like,
Yeah.
the door is here. You guys are here, and they're here. So it's one of those situations where like you could run for it. We could, see if they try to intercept you and capture you. You all kind of like look at each other.
Hold on.
Berg's looking like he's ready to rage if need be, just to like rage and go.
Quick question.
Hmm.
Is just out of curiosity, is a breath weapon like that's an action, right?
It's an action. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
I was
if you
wondering
run
if I
for
could,
it, well, if you're like, let's go, and you run for it, we'll just roll initiative, and we'll do it in order.
No, and that's what I was wondering if I could just go like do a blast to distract them or disorient them or something.
Yeah,
and
it
then...
depends on like your action, but yeah, that's a good call. Like to turn at them and like blow it so that everybody else can run. But yeah,
Yeah.
If we do anything else, we're basically still rolling initiative in a sense.
without
right?
we won't roll initiative if you like surrender or try to talk to them. But if anybody wants to take an action, we'll just switch into.
Is this area? Is this the chaos out here?
Yes, yeah, that's the void.
I think we need to roll initiative.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. That's what I say. What do the rest of you want to do?
Before you impale us, I have a request. You said this land was originally yours. Is that true?
Yeah, one of them shakes its head, and that echoey kind of featureless voice in your head says, "Not the land." And looks over his shoulder, and you can see the prisoners being like marched sullenly into the squid ship.
Oh, the people.
People.
What are they if not people?
Servants. Escaped slaves. Our property.
Oh, fuck. You just said the wrong fucking thing. Uh-oh.
So much for getting rid of that riffraff. They were so awful to look at.
Yeah, these things, like, here's the thing. While one of them is talking to you, I need to check a saving throw here. Yeah. Can I get everybody else to make a wisdom save? Wisdom saves from
Hey,
everybody.
24.
Okay, Sully, no problem. Your mind is a fortress.
12 was Berg's.
Hey.
Okay. All right, Berg. What you thinking about, buddy?
1916.
Your mind is an open door. Like everything that you've been thinking, and we will start with the surface thoughts, and the longer this goes on, the deeper into your brain this creature gets.
You know what? Berg's thinking, I want to kill you so badly. You said slaves, fuck you. like Berg thinks about, you know, like the people and stuff like that, and how he would love to go through. Berg's literally thinking about how it would be just so great if he could be like in a rage right now, just smashing the shit out of all of them.
Violent murder fantasy, totally.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see his murder boner just growing.
Hands on the weapon.
Berg's like envisioning himself taking his fist like and punching through one of these fuckers.
So they kind of like they look at each other, and one of them lifts his hand. They have these like long spindly fingers. He lifts his hand, points it at the group of you. And let's roll initiative to see when this effect takes place, because if Berg is all murder face, they're gonna try to subdue you first.
Oh boy.
So let's have you roll. I brought your tokens over just so you can click on them to roll initiative.
Hey, a 19.
Okay.
Oh.
Roll initiative. All right, give me a second. Click token.
Do you want to just roll for Ramus, Adam, or you want us to roll for him?
Yeah, I can do it. Let me just pop open his character sheet here. Ramus Krail. Okay.
Oh yeah, I should
there's-
roll that again in case you get a better one.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't forget. Okay.
Go with that 18.
And I need to see what their initiative.
Dan, we rolled initiative for you.
Oh, never mind.
Well, it's up to Adam if you. He rolled a 19.
Oh no, yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, you can just keep the roll that you made. Okay. Because you rolled it before you even looked at it. So, okay. These guys have a +1. All right. So here's the thing. Your
Real quick, I have an 11 on there. It should be 18.
Oh yeah, because it was the second one. Okay. So let me move you up. All right. So you can go in whatever order you want here, Ramus or Ramus or Sully, whichever.
How far away from the door? You said 40?
You're making like a triangle. It's 50 feet from you to the door, and it's 50 feet from them to the door, and it's 50 feet from you to them. Give or take.
Well, Kalimon has to go through first, and he rolled a 5. So even if we get to the door, we can't fucking do anything because he has the acorn.
But I'm faster than you. I'll make it there before you will.
No, because we rolled higher than you on initiative, so we can just dash and get there in 60. They're gonna make their moves before you.
I'll be fine.
Right, but I'm saying if we get to the door, there's nothing we can do. We're just standing there.
No, I'll just stand in front of the doorway like bowling pins, and I'll just come through and jump on you.
Ramus, what do you want to do?
Assuming this actually works.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it worked the first time. You pass through first once it, yeah. What do you want to do,
Just a
Ramus?
recap. Were they aggressive or?
Yeah, they read Berg's mind, and Berg was thinking about murdering them, and they were like, "Okay, we need to subdue these fools."
Okay.
I mean, what else would he be thinking about?
What are you thinking, Ramus?
We're all low health. We're all low spells.
I was going to try the chaos management thing again. But,
I mean, you could.
yeah. The thing is, I
You
can
could try to uncreate the ground below them.
I was going to try to move the door closer to us. I just don't know if it's going to work. Because
I think a big distinction is: are we running for it? Or are we fighting? Like, I feel like running is the only option. We have no health.
yeah, I think we have to run.
Seems like a smart move to me.
I could go 30 feet and then try to make the chaos do my bidding.
Now, don't be too proud of the one time that you made that
I'm just
work.
saying, look, I have a +7, so there's a potential that I could roll high again.
That's assuming that I'll just let you to do whatever you want. Like, Utrix had to build this place himself, and he's like crazy powerful.
Hey guys, World of Warcraft started an update.
It started an update.
Thanks, Windows 10, for those notifications that I can do nothing about. They just happen. Because Windows 10 is fucking awful. Let's move on.
Playable now, though.
Oh, now it's
I
playable.
say run.
Yeah, I'm down for running. I will run 60
Running,
feet
and
with Ramus.
you can create some sort of illusion or something to distract them. I don't know.
Well, you get a dash? Because if we run, we're still 20 feet short.
Yeah, are you both double moving to
Yeah.
get there, or are you gonna move and then be short and do something?
I plan on dashing.
Yeah, I guess we'll just dash.
All right, we both dash to the door.
Okay, all right. So you two run to the door. Berg, what are you gonna do?
Dash to the door.
Run to the door? Okay, all right. So everybody except Kalimata are at the door. I think the creature, the brain dog, runs over to you, Berg, and attacks you with his claws. So it jumps up on you and tries to claw you. And it misses. So you like, hold it back with one arm. And then attempts to hit you with the same thing it did before. Make a DC 12 intelligence save. So there's this brain with claws that's jumping up on Berg and slashing him. So Berg, you take 8 damage.
Not too bad. You're fine.
And what's your intelligence is 8?
Yeah, it's wrong on the stats page.
Okay, this time, your intelligence score is reduced to 0, and you are stunned. So this thing jumps up on Berg, and all of you feel this like horrible like back of your brain like kind of screech sound, and then Berg just kind of like goes bye-bye. Berg drops into a coma, like locked in syndrome, just bloop, just gone. There is no Berg anymore. And so Berg just kind of goes limp, just stands there like slack-jawed. Cool. Sully and Ramus.
Oh boy.
I need the two of you to make intelligence saves, please. One of the hunters is gonna turn his mind energies on you.
Ramus, go ahead.
Whoa, 3.
Okay.
19.
Okay. So you take half of this.
Well, let's hope
and,
it's not much.
Ramus, you take the full amount. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's 15 or 7 if you made the save.
I'm unconscious.
Okay. So yeah, like there's a wash of like sudden negative emotion, like fear and like pain, and it just overwhelms the conscious part of your brain, which turns off. You tumble forward. Matt, what do you want to do?
Cry? Is that a free action?
It's a free action. You can act while you cry. Yeah, totally.
Okay, good.
Weeping does not take an action.
Oh, good. Okay.
Now, I do want to make it. We are right in front of the door. All three of us, right, Adam?
You are, yes. Yeah. And they're subduing you, so you don't have to make death saves. You're just at 0 and you're unconscious.
Okay.
It just turned your brain off.
Shit. Okay. I'm just wondering how it worked when we went through the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had the acorn.
Yep.
And I went through, and then it was open for like a time.
Yes. Yeah. You opened the door.
Okay. Oh man. I just don't have any way to like push anybody through the thing.
I mean, you can literally just push us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while the brain dog and the other guys are just hacking at me the whole time.
It being a post strength check, I'm sure. But he can literally just push us.
No, I mean, I have a -2 to strength, dude. There's no way I'm dragging anybody anywhere. Well, is Agni in view? Is she in my?
No, she's run off to cause a distraction, and she's keeping most of the other hunters or whatever occupied.
Okay. Well, so there's 2 guys and a brain dog.
Yes, yeah, 2 of these kind of like weird skeleton bondage suit squid helmet guys with their spears, and then the dog that just like jumped up on Berg.
And Sully's out.
Sully is unconscious, yes.
And Ramus, you're still up, right?
Ramus is good to go.
Yep.
Okay. And Berg is
Berg is
being
just
attacked.
standing there like drooling.
Oh fuck, that's right. He's brain dead.
Yeah.
Just like, bleh.
Keep in mind that both you and Ramus can go this turn before they get to go. Or rather,
All right.
yeah.
Well, this is the only thing I can think of,
Mhm.
and it's a terrible idea, and it's gonna make everybody hate me. It might, because my only real course of action
Mhm.
that I can see a good outcome is that they enslave you and Berg for a little while, and then we get help from it, or try to get help from Anana.
Oh, you're just going to leave?
I mean, it's either that or we all 4 of us become slaves.
I mean, mechanically, you can take the dash action, get to both of us.
And do what?
I don't know. Make it a post strength check. I'm just saying.
Once you reach the
Both-
portal, maybe
both
it'll
of them
turn
are
on.
like-
I will grab one of them.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, if I think that I can get everybody out, of course that's fucking what I'm going to do.
You're not strong enough, I don't think, to carry Sully Hoffa. Ramus might be. If you run over to Berg and grab him, he might. It depends on how his body works related to his brain. But if you run over and grab his hand and yank him, you might be able to pull him into the portal this turn. If you move, grab him, and then move back, you're fast, and you have the cunning action.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If there's any physical way that we could actually make this work, then yes.
Yeah, I would say it's
So-
possible.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and grab Berg somehow and
Okay.
just lead him like a child
Yeah, sure.
in a supermarket.
Yeah. So you
Fuck
run
over
over
here.
to Berg. You run over to
Yeah.
Berg, who's just standing there.
Yeah. And I say, Berg, food, home, Berg, come.
Yeah, and he just drools. He's like drool kind of on his face, and his like mouth is open like he's catching flies. Yeah.
Okay, can I?
He's not there, but you can pull him. He just stumbles along behind you.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
Okay. All right. So you run over, you grab him, you run back towards the gate, and then what? You're just gonna go through it?
Yeah, I'm taking Berg through.
Okay.
If I can say Berg, I'll say Berg, and then I'll just leave it to Ramus to save Sully. Hopefully.
All right. So I need you to do one more thing for me. So as you get to the threshold of the thing, you take the acorn out. You can see the entranceway lying before you, and you're hoping to high heaven this works.
Yep.
I need you to just make an intelligence check, just real quick, just like an intelligence save.
Oh, no problem.
Save or check?
No reason.
The saving throw.
I guess they're the same thing.
For some characters, they're not. But yeah.
Right.
They're not the same thing for me.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Hey!
Oh,
Inspiration?
You can't use it
It's too late now.
retroactively.
You can do it, yeah, after the fact.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. So you run towards the archway, and then step forward, and to all of us, we just see you vanish. You disappear through the portal. We'll get back to
That's 2 fucking crit fails in a row for me.
Yeah, that's really,
one.
really fucking up for you. That's okay. So you and Berg are through the gate. At the top of the next round, I need to make some quick saves for the hunters because something very distracting is about to happen.
Something very distracting is about to happen.
Yeah.
So hold on. What was the result of my intelligence fail?
You fucked it up. I'm not gonna tell you.
Boom.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you get. Well, you'll figure it out in a second.
Yeah, it's
You'll
right.
figure it out.
You're gonna be there when it happens. It's okay. Don't worry about
two.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even fucking worry about it. Okay, so I'm keeping their modifiers secret, but yeah, they both fucked the roll up. So here's the distraction. So you asked before, where's Agni? She opens the portal over by the ship. So she's run by. A couple of them have tried to grab her. She's thrown them aside. You can see the trail of fire. It's not an explosion exactly because nothing's blowing up, but she's just opened a portal to the elemental plane of fire from whence all fire comes and dove into it and just left it open. So there's a tear in the fabric of this realm over by the ship, and you can see its tentacles pull back in places away from the fire, and there's just flame just spraying out in a massive column into the sky. Fire gushing forth, chunks of magma. Fire in all of its forms, just basically a bleeding wound into this reality. Everything's lighting on fire. You can see one of these guys drop and is trying to get their helmet off because the helmet's burning them. It's a whole thing. So they are going to lose their turn this turn. Ramus, what are you going to do?
I reach down, I grab Selihoffa's hand, I cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
And since our turns are at the same time, I'm having him stand up, and we run together holding hands through the portal.
Am I still
I think
mind
that's fine.
fucked?
You're taking your turn, and then he's taking his. He's prone. He's going to use half his movement, but you're pretty close anyway. And so the two of you just run for the portal.
Yeah, together.
Yeah, as long as I'm not mind fucked from the int save or whatever.
No, that was a different effect.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we good there.
Okay, so the group of you leave this realm behind, and leap through the open portal as it shivers and then flickers and leaves it behind. So there's a moment of darkness as the group of you move through the nothingness between worlds, and then sudden heat. There's a terrible all around you dry oppressive heat. Calimont, you're the first one forward, so you stumble forward and fall, and you're blinded for a second because wherever you are is very bright. Your hands hit unsolid ground. The ground shifts and slides under you. You feel your hands sinking into some hot material below you. As your eyes adjust, and there's this sudden blistering heat from all directions. What do you do? What's your response to this?
Scream.
Scream and just roll like you're on fire. Ah, it burns!
Yeah.
What? Am I on? Okay, now you said there's heat, but does it? Am I on fire? Am I burning?
You can't breathe because it's hot and you feel dust filling your lungs. And you just you pull away and you're sure your hands are peeling, and it's just so bright, and your eyes are slowly adjusting. And then Berg stumbles in from behind you and kind of falls on you. And then falls over. Berg, you're insensate. You don't feel any of this.
Berg, put me out! Berg, I'm on fire! Berg!
Sully and Ramus, the two of you, same thing. You come out of the portal into this sinking terrain. You can feel it shifting under you, and there's sudden horrible heat and light. And the two of you are just completely disoriented for a moment. What is? You can hear Calimont screaming, "I'm on fire! I'm on fire!" What do you do?
I guess open my eyes, try to come to realize where we're at.
Yeah. I guess look around to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Bert continues to drool.
It's horribly hot, hard to breathe, but eventually your vision clears, and blurrily you can make out a kind of bluish blur and a brown blur, and then slowly you can see a shimmering horizon and the sky, and some clouds and the desert sand in all directions, far as the eye can see. You're not actually on fire, but you are in the desert. And behind you, you see a sandstone archway sticking up out of the sand, and a couple of other pillars. But everything here is just worn, smooth, by sandstorms and yeah, and now you're just standing out in the desert.
I do the slow like turtle pan. Maybe like a thing rolls by us. I miss that place.
Yeah, like a little lizard just like runs across your path.
Yeah.
Where the hell are we?
Kalamat,
do
did you wish us to go to the desert?
Do I have an intelligence thing that I have to deal with?
In what sense?
Okay, never mind. I'll let you unfold it however. Oh my god. Well, this a little better, I guess. Everybody okay?
Why are we in a
Berg?
desert?
Berg, are you
guessing-
okay?
Berg is still very dumb, right? Like he just can't really.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll recover. You'll recover your. I'm gonna look it up, but you recover your intelligence
You
slowly.
say, Berg, are you okay?
Berg.
All right, good. He's fine.
He'll be fine.
Well, I think he's already fine. It just doesn't sound any different to me.
Low.
Hey, come on!
He can't understand it. I can make jokes at his expense. He doesn't even hear me right now. Anyway,
Look at stupid Berg.
I want to like
watch this.
360 circle and try to see if I could see the city of Brass near us, or if we're just literally
no.
in the middle of the desert.
You're in a low kind of like desert valley. There are sand dunes, kind of like making mountainous sort of shapes. The sun lies above you, beating down on you with its hateful heat.
Is this archway connected to anything? Did you say?
Nah, it just looks like an old ruin out in the desert. The
No
archway is
shade
fully
anywhere?
the archway is fully intact, but
Right. But no shade to be found.
no.
I mean, there's some shade for sure being tossed around.
Yes. Yeah, maybe if you weren't throwing it too hard, you'd be able to use it for something.
That's what I do. I make jokes. I'm scared. It's a defense mechanism. And there is absolutely nothing around us. Are
no.
those dudes coming through the portal with like after us?
The portal appears to just be inert. There is no portal. There's just simply an empty archway.
I take the acorn into my hand again.
Yep.
And can I do a little peek-see into the arch?
No, it does nothing from this side.
Oh, I was hoping I could do like a little ghost dad, like like through the
Yeah.
wall.
Sadly not.
Nothing. Well,
It probably lost its power when we entered, or returned, rather. A one-way portal. Where are we?
Well,
I'm just still
do any of
circling.
you have a location spell or something of the like?
I can just make a survival check if that'll help at all, Adam. But it
That's-
seems like
that's
we're.
okay. You could tell which direction is east and which direction is west if you give it a minute.
Yeah, thanks to the sun.
Maybe you
You
can see
could,
better the top of one of the dunes.
Yeah, you can climb up the sand dunes.
I don't do well in sand. You first. I'll stand right here, and I look down as I'm like sinking slowly. Not because it's quicksand, but
Sliding.
just because I'm sliding in the fucking sand.
Okay, so Ramus, you want to climb up to the top of one of these sand dunes?
Yeah, I guess climb the top and see what I can see from the top.
So the camera follows you, right? It stays down level with you as you climb the dunes and like slowly comes up above you, and it plays. The soundtrack becomes somewhere between like the majestic like vista reveal, and also there's like a bunch of minor chord kind of like worrying sounds as you climb the dune, and all you can see in every direction is just sand, just endless sand
Ramus,
everywhere you see.
what do you see?
You're not gonna like it.
Do you see turtles?
You see what you see down there? No, I don't see turtles.
Well,
I like turtles.
they might be out here. I really don't want to run into them if they are.
Hey, Sully Hoffa. I bet that I can guess what Ramus sees over the dune. If our luck has not changed, I'm going to say a slow, hot death. What do you think?
I look up.
Yep.
I just look straight up. Where's the sun at, Adam?
It's in the sky.
In terms of progression of time.
It's like it's relatively early in the day. It's gonna get hotter.
Yeah.
It hasn't reached the direct overhead yet.
That's what I it's gonna get hotter. And it's gonna be a
No
long
vegetation
day.
at all.
I don't think so.
No, you're like this is deep desert.
Okay.
I come back down the dune. I'm like, well, I have good news and I have bad news. What would you like first?
Bad news.
The bad news is I don't see any landmarks anywhere as far as the eye can see.
What's the good news?
The monsters are gone. The creatures chasing us, they're gone too. Always
I
a silver
appreciate your
lining.
optimism. Yes. Well.
Well, I guess the first thing to do is to figure out which direction the city is in. But I don't know where we are.
Yeah. You need 2 points to make a map.
Hmm.
We need to rest. It's gonna be a long day.
Yes, we should definitely travel at night, not during the day. Need to shelter up. It's going to get hot.
I have an idea. Solly, do you have that golden beetle?
Yeah, I reach into my bag and pull out the little jar. Is the golden beetle still around?
Yeah, he's sitting in the jar.
I do.
I wonder if that little fellow will lead us to somewhere that we'd like to go.
I'm not taking it out of this jar, if that's what you're implying.
Oh. Well then, you come up with a fucking idea.
Wow. Okay, that's crossing the line.
I immediately my retort is, I've had 7. I'm working on 8. None of them are viable. Give me a second.
I like this whole R2D2 C3PO thing you guys got going on here.
If we look at like you said, they're just like rundown ruins. Is it literally just only one that has an arch, or are there many arches?
Yeah, that's it. It's just like an old stone archway, sort of out forlorn in the desert.
Well, I kind of this may seem cruel, but I kind of grab Berg by the shoulders a little bit and kind of motion him in front of the sun and just stand behind him and think a little bit. use him as shade.
Wow. Oh boy.
He's not gonna notice. I mean, why should all of us burn?
How long does that last?
Oh boy, that's pretty good.
It's in the middle of the day, Adam.
It is, yes.
Before I do
I'm
this,
gonna check my inventory. Like I'm gonna look on myself, see if there's any there's the spoils of war, the new shit that I haven't.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, do you want to
actually
take a
looked at
short?
yet.
You want to take a short rest, and everybody can do something.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was positioning Berg thusly.
Okay.
Adam, would fog cloud give us some shade, or is that just gonna like make it real foggy?
It'll just be foggy and hot.
It'll just
and,
be foggy and hot and humid. Okay.
Fucking create a fucking sauna out in the middle of the
Yeah, that's why I was asking before I just cast it. So I was thinking I was just gonna cast it, but
like now's a good time for a schwitz, really?
Yeah, totally. Let's just do it. Okay. All right. So here, if everybody's gonna take a short rest, you can identify your items.
oh yeah. Let's
If
do that.
anybody
That'll
wants
be
to
fun.
spend hit dice, they can. So Berg, there's two ways you're gonna get
Can I
your
take
smarts.
a rest?
Yeah, it's fine. You
Can
can
I
so
take a dumb rest? There we go. Yeah, I can
there's
do.
two ways you can get your smarts back. Basically, at intelligence 0, you cannot do anything on your own. You'll breathe and you'll like poop yourself, and people have to feed you. But at intelligence 1, you'll start to recover that stuff. Basically, every time you take a long rest, I'll give you 1 point back.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Or someone can cast a greater restoration. Unfortunately, Ramus is not high enough level for greater restoration, so there's going to be 8 days of slowly recovering.
These rolls, Jesus. Sorry.
So let me roll. Ramus, you get. I'm just gonna roll randomly for these items. So
Let me give you guys a little preview of my RP for the next however long this. Berg, what do you think?
well, listen. By about intelligence 2 or 3, you're gonna be able to say your own name. So that's.
Yeah.
I am Berg.
Yeah, great. It's gonna become this shit. We'll fucking call Vin Diesel.
Berg.
It will be that clip that you did. Berg.
The main
Imagine
character.
those Muppets with the phone. Yep.
Oh, that's good. Good stuff. Laughing. At the
Adam,
Are you hungry, Berg?
Adam, during our rest, I do want to create. Where is it? I want to chill the sand in 3 cubic feet so we can pack that on ourselves so we're not dying of heat.
Yeah, totally.
nice
Yeah,
roll.
you chill the sand and just like settle into it.
Yeah.
Don't you have that house, dude, that we were trying to use with Agnes?
That's for like long rest.
Yeah, I can't do that today.
Human's hut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't rested since I cast all those spells, so I can't even arcane recovery anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so from the weird stuff, the weird miscellanea, the items that are Utrix's strange cast-offs, you all drew a random item. So, Ramus, you find that you have grabbed a bag. It's just a plain kind of like brown leather bag with a drawstring at the top. Yeah, it just appears to be a magical bag of some kind for storing objects.
Since I'm doing a long rest, like, do I know the properties of it?
It appears to be a bag of holding, which is a bag
nice.
roughly 2 feet by 4 feet that can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag itself weighs 15 pounds. Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action, but you can just chuck stuff into it.
That's
Hey.
a good roll.
It's pretty dope.
I think that would be a great place for Berg to live for a little while.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
we don't leave him out
Let's just
in the fucking hot sun all the time.
let's just send him back to the chaos. Yeah, just throw him into the pocket dimension.
Well, at least we don't have to lead him around everywhere until we get his smarts back up.
Like, can only hold 500 pounds. Let's figure out how big he is.
Okay, so
Adam, I realized I could cast Tiny Hut as a ritual, so if we want to take a long rest, we can totally do that.
Kalimat, you ended up with 2 things. I'll come up with because I like having lore for the items. I came up with one for the first one. So you find the thing that you snatched, the little thing that you grabbed up, is it's a silver ring, crafted to look like a repeating pattern of 2 pairs of boots, like walking like around the ring. So it's carved to look like that. The name of this ring is Longshank's Escape, and it is a ring of jumping.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it is a ring of jumping called Longshank's Escape. And then you also grabbed another random item, and you got a 17, I think. Yeah, you got 17. So you also got your hands on. Oh, cool. A pair of, so it's a leather. It was a small like leather case, little metal hinges on one side.
Okay.
About yay big, about the size of like your palm. And when you open it, inside there's a delicate pair of like lenses. So little glass lenses with gold frames, and then 2 long arms that one would hook over one's ears. And these are eyes of the eagle. So if you wear them, I believe it allows you to see long distances.
Nice. That'll be helpful in getting home.
Yeah, it seems rather convenient.
You can make out details.
Eyes of the eagle. While wearing them, you have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight, just across the board. So advantage on perception checks. In conditions of clear visibility, you can make out details of even extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, both of those are really good.
Yeah. A ring of jumping and glasses of eagle eyes.
Yeah, so any fan art from now on,
yeah,
Calumet's wearing some glasses.
No. They're reading glasses. They stay in my pocket until I need them.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and then Sully, you rolled really poorly, so you didn't get a magic item.
Oh.
You grabbed a statue that, while not magical, it's a golden statue of some saint of the Arcana, some lesser saint, and it's worth 100 gold.
Okay.
Berg, you grabbed something, but you're standing and drooling, so you can't do anything for right now. You don't know.
I was gonna say, what did Berg get?
I think we rolled the same thing, Max, so probably.
Yeah, Berg, you'll also end up with like an art item worth about 100 gold. So,
yeah, I forgot what we rolled. I think we both rolled a 4.
Cool.
Berg, you found a shiny rock.
Ramus, do you wanna move any of your items into your new bag?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna dump most of the loot I have, just potions and a couple gems and all the gold I'm holding.
So let's, on your character sheet, because you should be able to just like reorder. However you want to indicate it, just show what is in your. Because you can't. I guess you could just put everything in your bag if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But just find a way to make sure that you know what's in what bag if you don't have what's on your belt or what's in your bag.
I think I'll just dump everything for now. It all fit in there. It's not gonna be 500 pounds.
Is there anything in the bag?
The bag appears to be empty when you open it.
Okay.
So you just start whoop, 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 throwing all your stuff in the bag.
Yep, dump it in there.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what are you gonna do? You're taking your 8-hour rest and waiting for it to get dark?
Yeah, if if you said it was like noon-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll channel Tiny Hut and we'll just hang out in there in the middle of the fucking desert. There's just a hut. It probably does like the slow pan out and like 3 segments of it's just in the middle of a giant.
If you're doing that,
desert.
then I wouldn't have spent the hit dice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because we decided to take a long rest after the fact. So yeah, just keep all your hit dice if you spent them.
Cool. And you recover what, half HP when you long rest? Or is it full?
You get all your hit points back.
Okay.
But you get
half your hit dice.
Half your hit dice. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we're all at full then.
Okay.
So we emerge, I guess, out of the tiny hut unless someone. There are like windows on the side of the hut if anything approaches it.
Yeah. Nope. The sand just kind of piles up around the outside of the sphere. Berg, you have intelligence 1 now.
You're muted.
So
He's really
I'm trying to find
well right now with that.
I'm trying to find a table of like how smart stuff is.
Hey, what does Bird get to say? That's what I said.
Indicate like what has 1 intelligence. Let me see what
Max
like
also has 1 intelligence right now, so it's
find,
real
like, a
good
random
RP lined up
animal.
right now.
let's see how smart a cow is. A cow. A cow has an intelligence of 2, so you're half as smart as a cow. At intelligence 2, you will have the same intelligence as a cow. So you can respond to your surroundings. Like if something burns you, you'll like pull away from it. If something scares you, you'll respond. If something attacks you, you'll fight back. But you're dumber than a cow. So tomorrow you'll be a cow.
It's not the first time someone said that to me.
I'm so sorry. You're so dumb. It's not your fault.
Oh man.
It's not your fault. You're a total idiot. It's magic.
At least it's not a long journey back to where you were.
Exactly. It's only a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be rough if you were Sully Hoffa. So yeah. So what do you? It gets dark. The sphere of the hut begins to fade slowly, letting you know it's going to disappear. And then when it does, it pops out of existence, and all the sand kind of like pours in. And there's a little like ring. You're in a little crater of sand.
Adam, what do I know about the sand turtle culture? Do I know anything?
They are by their nature more like aggressive and warlike than the undersea turtles.
Right.
They tend to separate into like clan structures, and these little families kind of travel the desert.
Do
You also know that if you turn them over on their back, then they'll die. But yeah, they tend to be like more aggressive and like warlike than
But do they just live in any desert, or certain deserts?
No, I mean,
is it safe to assume that potentially we could run into one out here, or are there other things that we could run into that?
It's possible, but you don't know what desert you're in, or even if you're in the same world. Like you just came from.
True.
Yeah,
that is true. All right, well, we walk outside. I will meet. Is it nighttime? Can I see the stars?
Yes, yeah. So I think it's clear out, and you can see the stars coming out, and the moon shows its face behind the clouds. And
I'm gonna get to the
getting cold, but yeah, you can.
I'm gonna get to the highest point that I can, and put on these new glasses that I found, and take just a 360 look and see if there's anything. And that smirk on your fucking face.
No, I wasn't. I was laughing at you. Someone in chat pointed out that Berg is as intelligent as a rug right now. The rug of smothering. That's one.
Jesus Christ.
And then Max.
Oh man.
I don't mean to like beat a dead horse, but that's really funny.
Well, the dead horse might have more intelligence than Berg, so I'm sorry. All right, we're done. It's over.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Max.
For that one.
Oh God, we're making fun of your character.
Have fun RPing.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Max. Love you. I'm sorry. Dumb as a rug. All right, so you climb the dune, and you place the glasses upon the bridge of your nose. Blink a few times, and now, yeah, you can see clearly in all directions.
Is there any sort of anything?
Make a perception check, and you have advantage because you have your magic glasses on.
As soon as we got up, I had started a ritual. It'll take 11 minutes to cast.
Okay. 17. So without getting too into the like, is the world flat and do we have a horizon? Somewhere very distant, miles and miles distant, you wouldn't have ever even been able to tell the difference before the glasses. There is a slight gradient to the darkness that you didn't notice before. So something light enough to change the black to like dark blue in that direction. Just like you don't know what direction it is, but it's that way.
Okay. I'll come back down the dune and say, well, I saw something that looked different than this nothing. Way, way far away, thanks to these wonderful new glasses that I found. But I have no idea what it is. It's just slightly a different shade. So if we head off, I would suggest that would be the best place to go.
I take like 2 or 3 steps in your direction, and each one I sink further into the sand. Just look up at you, and I hate the desert so much, and just walk past you towards the direction that you said this object was in.
God, it would be so bad. Like the thing, desert turtles have different feet for walking on sand.
Right?
They're
No,
wider.
this
They're more like
this is hell.
elephant.
This
You
is actual
flipper.
hell. Yeah, this is hell
So
for
it's
me. Yeah, I hate every second of this. So I'll just be bitching and moaning the entire time.
Okay. So, food. Who has ration?
Well, I have. Where's my fucking bag?
Yeah, I have 10 rations in my bag if we need them.
So, here's the thing.
Berg also has rations.
Yeah, I don't.
Everybody's like, we should check for food because it's time to eat before we head out. And Kalimat's opening his bag, and we're looking through Berg's bag, and you open your new magic bag. You don't see anything. It's empty. What are you gonna do? Like it was empty before. You put stuff in it and you close it and you open it again and like you don't. It's like the darkness in there. You don't see anything.
I hold the bag upside down, start shaking.
Okay. Nothing comes out.
All right, then I try turning it inside out. See if that does something.
You can't like it doesn't invert. You can't get it to like. It wants to stay in bag form.
Well, something's wrong with this bag. Sally, can you fix this magic thing? You're
What
good
do you-
with that, right?
I'm like shouting from the 13 steps where I've just been moaning that. You want me to do what?
You know how to fix magic stuff? This seems to be...
Yeah, just because I'm a wizard, I know how to fix all magic stuff. That's.
I don't want to assume anything, but I thought maybe you might have heard about it or know something about fixing these things.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll be over there in a second. I just start walking back slowly.
Yeah.
Ramus?
So Sully,
Ramus.
for magic bags, usually like if it's a bag of holding the things you envision the thing you want, you reach into the bag and you should be able to pull it out.
That's what I was just going to say. I was like, did you try and reach in the bag?
Yeah, I reached in. Is there something I'm supposed to do when I reach in?
You haven't done that yet. You've looked in the bag and you turned it inside out, but you haven't like thought about the item and reached into the bag yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I get over to. What's the issue now?
like I don't see anything in here. Like, how do I get it out?
Well, I've seen these, but never interacted with one. Can I make an Arcana check, Adam, to see what I know of bag of holdings?
Yeah. Make an Arcana check, sure.
26.
Nice. Yes, that is traditionally what one does. You retrieve an object from the bag.
Well,
If it's I mean that's how it works.
you just put your hand in and retrieve whatever you
You
want?
think about what you want. You're like, okay, rations. You reach in, you should feel them. You should be able to pull them out.
Okay, yeah, I think.
Okay, I'm
Close your eyes.
gonna
Think of a ration. Put
thinking
your hand
really
in it.
hard, thinking of the rations that I put in there, reaching in.
Okay. All right. Can you make a strength check, please?
You're mean. You're a mean DM.
It's not my fault.
God,
Okay.
Or
So you see Ramus reach into the bag and like, goes up to your elbow and you like can't feel anything. And then the bag, we hear a hungry noise. You hear this like, "Roar," and the bag, suddenly teeth spring out of the edge of the bag, and it starts going, "Roar," like climbing up Ramus's shoulder and trying to eat him, trying to like pull him into the bag.
That's not how they're supposed to work. I grab the back of the bag and try to pull on it.
You're pulling on it? Okay,
Yeah.
you can make a strength save.
Calamont, you want to help me? Are you helping me in this situation?
I'm gonna try and get Berg to help.
Okay, all right. I'll make it a load.
Hey, listen. If a
Hey,
fucking
20.
mother-
Okay. All right.
If a rug
So you run over to
mother
Berg to
broken
try to
home-
explain what Berg needs to do. You try to explain to this rug how to help. But in the meantime, Sully grabs the bag and yanks it off of Ramus's arm. And Ramus, you're from the shoulder down, like if you're wearing any rings or like your sleeve, all that stuff is just like ripped off and gone. So you just have one like sleeveless arm. And there's like scratches and bites all over your arm.
Is the bag no longer moving?
No, I don't know, you drop it and it's just sitting on the ground and it goes like and like bites a couple more times and then its teeth withdraw and it just closes up and just sits there.
What did you?
What the hell is that?
Adam, I rolled a 26. Do I know what that is?
Yeah, now that you have some more context, there are variants of the bag of holding that are designed to basically like to do this very thing, to consume that which is placed within them, to attempt to consume anyone who puts their arm in there. It's cursed. It's a cursed item.
Okay. I just immediately start laughing as hard as I can. And I'm just that asshole Utrix. He had this bag. It's a cursed bag. You can't put anything in there. It's completely useless. Unless you want to feed it things. But no, they're gone. It just devours them.
God damn it.
Everything that you put in the bag is gone. It was eaten by the bag.
What did you put in there?
Everything.
Ramus, how much gold did you just lose?
All of it.
All of it implies a number. That number would be?
Thousands.
You put all of our gold in there, Ramus?
It was a magic bag of holding.
I turn around and start walking towards the thing and just go, I hate the fucking desert!
And why don't we draw curtains on the episode there? I don't think I could stomach dealing you any more damage today.
Yeah. Great. Great. We've got a cursed bag for no reason.
We've got a curse bag. We've got a rug barbarian.
No.
Hey,
Yeah. He'll be a cow tomorrow.
Hey, he might
right. Who's looking forward to Cow Barbarian?
he
Moo.
look, I'm just saying we could take that bag and use it in combat, all right? It's not completely useless. We could just
Good, yeah.
throw it on top of people and they
You ever
just
need to
be
get
screwed.
rid of something.
You just get decapitated real quick.
Yeah, it's like the trash cans in Subnautica. It just makes things disappear, you know? It's no problem. Let's do some shout outs and go record a Patreon video. Max, the man of little words today, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I'm Berg. Rugberg, I guess. Thanks guys for watching the Variety Caster on Twitch, and I do also the gaming stuff, Variety Style, on YouTube as well. May or may not stream the Hunt Showdown. The plan was to stream that after this. You can check it out if you want to. I'm a bit tired, but goddamn, today was just punishing. Just,
Yeah.
it very much mashed up with. It was very easy to RP that too, because I'm just kind of tired today. It was just like, you know what, Adam? Fuck it. Just take our gold. I don't fucking care. Go ahead. And we're in the desert, and I'm dumb. But no, it was still fun. I was interested to see how that shit was gonna pan out with the soul and Utrix and all that stuff, and we'll talk about that afterwards. But still fun. Sorry for being slightly low energy today, but I hope you guys still enjoyed the show regardless.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Mr. Zeekers, do some shout outs.
Yo, there we go. Sorry. Tried to put my microphone down. I was moving shit.
Right.
Wow, what a day. Holy moly. Well, I am here in San Francisco, so I won't be broadcasting for a little bit. I'll be back on Sunday. But if you want to catch me tomorrow, Beyond Drop Frames, probably right here from the Twitch studios again. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And yeah, so if you want to check me out, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, all Ezekiel_III. Thank you to Dan, Max, Adam, and JP.
Good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow. Dan, do some shout outs.
I put my shout out in the bag, unfortunately, so it's gone. I'm DansGaming, currently addicted and playing the new Monster Hunter World. I'll be live at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Was an awesome show. It was just absolutely, from start to finish, just absolute bad stuff happening to us the whole time. It's one of those shows. I can't wait till next week. Hopefully it goes back up.
Yeah, we get to fucking traverse the desert with not that many rations.
Yeah.
And is the live show one after next, or?
Yeah, or no. We either
don't know
have
yet.
one more show or two more shows. I'll let you guys know. Because I'll be in St. Louis next Tuesday, and I don't know what time I don't know how to close on a house. I don't know what that entails or where I need to be. So it might be during the showtime, or it might be that morning. I don't know. But yeah, Adam, do some shout outs.
Hell yeah. I'm Adam. I'm the dungeon master, and I make all the bad things happen. Sometimes the dice do it. This one was not all my fault. You can find me at twitch.tv/AdamKoble or at skinnyghost on Twitter. I also roleplay another show right here called Nebula Jazz, which we are in the process of concluding the second season of. It's wacky space fun. So if you are looking for more role-playing stuff to check out, that is the place to do it. I have created a Q&A thread, so if you want to go in there and tell me what a bad GM I am, go for it. I dare you. So I'll post the link in chat, and you can come in to the community site and say hello, and we will see you next time for hopefully less punishing circumstances here on Court of Swords.
Look, I had a character introduced and died in the next hour after I.
It's true.
introduced
You
him,
didn't.
so
You didn't even get to wear clothes.
I
That guy
never
was
got
naked
clothes on him.
dead.
So if anything, this is
Yeah.
great. We all lived.
It's fine. You're
I'm in
doing.
good
You're doing
spirits.
good.
Yeah, it's great. I have great spirits. Anyways, we'll be probably live next Tuesday. I'll give you guys updates on Twitter on where that's going to be. So that's it. We're going to record the post show for Patreon, patreon.com/roleplay if you want to watch that later tonight. And if not, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Drop Frames. We're out. Bye bye.